Something different this time around. I'm at the Ilani Resort in Washington State for Drive Revolution, which is put on by the Northwest Automotive Press Association, or NWAPA, or, the Northwest Association for Performing Arts. I can see why the two get mixed up. Drive Revolution is a two-day event. There are 23 different vehicles competing and 20 automotive journalists. This is not a manufacturer's event. This is put on by NWAPA. We're trying to determine the best internal combustion performance vehicle, the best pure EV, and the best plug-in hybrid. There are a surprising number of those here. Every journalist drives every vehicle. This competition is a little bit like automotive speed dating. We get 30 minutes with each one, which means I don't have a lot of time to shoot this video. It's not going to be as polished as my usual efforts. Most of it is shot with this, plus my phone and GoPro. So, it's what it is. If nothing else, you'll see a lot of cool vehicles. Some are dream-worthy. Let's start with the fully electric stuff. The first vehicle that I get into, well, it's all downhill from here. The Rolls Royce Spectre, all electric, 260 miles of range. Now, as you'd expect, when you get into the car, the doors are motorized, but the big surprise is, wow, look at this interior. I'm shooting it in the parking garage just so you can see the stars. To close the door, you just stomp on this, and there you go. The Spectre starts at $420,000. This one has a few options and goes for $558,000, plus tax and delivery, of course. The materials are luxurious. The build quality is impeccable. If it looks like metal, it is metal. You just want to touch everything. These have an amazing oiled dampened feel. Let's check out the boot. Not very big, but who cares? Have the help deliver everything. There's the occasional charge cord, and check this detail out. There's a magnet that holds the lid up. And you do know that Rolls Royce hubs are always properly aligned, even when driving. The back seat, it's not all that big. Not a lot of knee, leg, and foot room. Not only does the interior look great, it smells great. Wish you could be here. It rides like a controlled cloud. This is the quietest vehicle I've ever been in. Lucid Air was a 2023 Drive Revolution winner. This is the more affordable rear drive pure model, retailing for about $77,000. It's a beautiful sedan, outside and in. Love the materials and mid-century modern design. It's among the fastest charging EV available and is EPA rated at 394 miles, so it's road trip ready. Bring the friends along. It's spacious. This should do well again in 2024. Until the Hyundai Ioniq 9 shows up, the Kia EV9 really doesn't have any competition in class. It's a three-row, all-electric crossover. Think of it as a battery-powered Telluride. This top-shelf GT line bumps up against luxury brands. The mid-row has lazy-boy recliner-type seats with footrests. Tons of storage all throughout the cabin. Oftentimes, third rows are an afterthought. Average-sized adults will be good here. EV9 is powerful when equipped with dual-motor all-wheel drive, and its 800-volt architecture means it charges extremely fast at commercial stations. It's a strong contender. My emotional favorite at Drive Revolution? The Hyundai Ioniq 5N. I've driven this at Laguna Seca, and it's brilliant. Now, there is some controversy because this has simulated shifts and simulated engine sounds. Those can be cues to make you a better driver. This is insanely powerful. This thing is an absolute hoot to drive on the track, but can be a daily driver. Just put it into eco mode, and it's similar to a regular Ioniq 5. The suspension is a little bit firmer, even in its softest mode. You can adjust this thing every which way from Sunday to make it your own. The steering wheel is great. You've got drive modes, of course, plus 2 dedicated buttons where you can store personal preferences, call them up quick, and then this one for extra boost for 10 seconds. But here's the great thing. This is just like a regular Ioniq 5. There's a usable back seat. There's plenty of cargo room. You can sell this to your significant other as a practical vehicle. Hey, good luck with that. Hands down for cutest car at Drive Revolution is the Fiat 500e. If Hello Kitty drove a vehicle, this would be it. I've done a full review of the 500e and really like it as a city car. It's not for traveling, range isn't all that great, but just driving around in urban areas, it's fun to chuck into corners. It's like a little urban attack vehicle. These come in different editions. The one that we're driving is inspired by beauty with rose gold paint. The interior is kind of nice. I like this woven material. If you forget that you're driving a Fiat, maybe see a doctor. The back seat is kind of small for adults, occasional use only, and it is on the expensive side, especially since it doesn't qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. Lots of Easter eggs too. To a person, every journalist that gets out of this car has a smile on their face. Super cute. Can't say cute enough. Representing wretched excess at Drive Revolution, the GMC Hummer EV. This is a big vehicle, extremely heavy. The battery pack alone weighs more than a compact car. Seriously. I jumped from the Fiat 500e to this, so quite a change. It's the vehicle everyone loves to hate. This is a large vehicle. It's not overly space efficient. As you can see, it does have a frunk. Those bags there are where the clear roof panels store. There's decent cargo space, but again, this is a very, very large truck. Inside, it looks as rugged as the outside. Lots of storage areas. You can really make yourself at home in the Hummer EV. Some cool patterns, bronze accents. It's incredibly powerful. It has tri-motor 4-wheel drive. This thing crab walks. I've done it. It actually made me a little motion sickness, and I don't get motion sickness. The GMC Hummer EV is the best of America and the worst of America. The Genesis GV60 Performance has a few distinctions happening. Could have the most distinctive shift knob in the competition, maybe in all automotive. It also has the most unusual C-pillar. This is called the Voelk line. GV60 is built on the same architecture as Ioniq 5, the eGMP platform, very highly regarded. It charges super quick. Normally this would be good for road tripping, but the performance drops the range a bit. You're looking at 235 miles. This one stickers for around $72,000. It does not qualify for the federal tax credit if you're buying. It sure has a lovely interior, especially if you're a Seahawks fan. GV60 does not have storage in the nose. A lot of people complain about that, but what the engineers did is they put it in here, where I could put a backpack or my wife could put a purse. I think it's handier to have the space in the cabin. The Honda Prologue Elite. It's all electric and very, very Honda, though a lot of you know that this is based on GM's Ultium platform. Chevy Blazer EV, Cadillac Lyriq, and sister Acura ZDX use the same 85 kilowatt-hour pack. All of them seat 5. Cross shoppers may notice some GM switchgear, but mostly the vibe is Honda. The sedate design offends no one. This user interface should be familiar to Accord owners. There is no front storage if that's important to you. The result is the ability to put more things here. There's great space in the back. Passengers can stretch out. Lots of room in the boot, too. Looking for normal in an EV? Well, check out the Prologue. The only thing the second generation Acura ZDX gets from the first generation is the name. This is all electric now. Like the Prologue, it uses the same GM Ultium platform. Of course, Acura puts its own spin on things. Definitely looks like an Acura in here. And if you want Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, ZDX has it, while Blazer EV doesn't. ZDX is available in single motor rear-wheel drive and dual motor all-wheel drive. Frunk? There is no frunk. It's powerful, it's fun to drive, just like an Acura should be, and since it's made in the United States, it qualifies for the $7,500 federal tax credit. I've done a full review on the Audi Q8 e-tron, and it is, well, very Audi. Since it's been revamped, it charges quicker, not as fast as, say, the Genesis, but still, you know, every little bit helps. Of course, it runs with Quattro all-wheel drive, you know, dual motor. Now, if you were going to compare this to the Acura ZDX, you know, similar size and all, this is definitely more expensive, but it has just a sumptuous interior, and the ride quality just feels expensive. Buttery smooth, but athletic. And if you don't want to shout that you're driving an EV, Q8 e-tron looks like a regular Audi SUV. It's very stealthy. Let's move on to internal combustion engine cars, now known by the acronym ICE. The Honda Civic Type R is always a favorite at Drive Revolution. We call it the wing. Gee, I wonder why. It is more subtle now. The turbocharged 4 makes an impressive 315 horsepower. The lovely 6-speed manual is the only gearbox. Type R gets a special Drive Revolution award for Most Red Interior. This front driver is tons of fun in the corners. The seats hold firmly, and it's still a practical people mover. Civic is no longer a small vehicle, so you can make friends car sick. And it's a useful hatchback. MSRP is just under 46 grand, if you can find one at sticker. Maybe your dealer doesn't have a Civic Type R. They're kind of rare, or you can't afford it. Well, here's an option for you. The Hyundai Elantra N. Buy it with the excellent 6-speed manual, and it's $10,000 less than the Civic. This one's equipped with the $1,500 8-speed wet dual-clutch transmission. It packs a 267-horse turbocharged 4, driving the front wheels. I did a full story with this, drove it on an autocross course at Laguna Seca and had a great time. Check out that story. It's not as practical as the Civic since it's a sedan and there's a brace that reduces cargo flexibility. But it's got a usable back seat and the price is right. There's only one station wagon at Drive Revolution, and it's a really nice one. The Audi RS6 Avant Performance is a rapid transit system for the entire family. You know, look, wagons have all the utility of SUVs, plus they're lower, so if you want to load stuff onto the roof, you know, it's a lot easier. I really wish Americans liked wagons more because I've had 4, they're terrific. Power is provided by a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 hooked up to an 8-speed transmission. Of course, there's Quattro all-wheel drive. Performance tires, too. And the brakes will stop you right now. I mean, right now. It's for the person who really wants a high-performance wagon. It starts at about $126,000. As tested, it's bumping up towards $150,000. Yeah, $150,000. There's a phrase in the automotive world, if you're looking for a fun car, Miata is always the answer. And if you think about it, it's an acronym. There's really nothing like the Miata out there. No, it's not super powerful, but it's like a jetpack. It's like a vehicle you wear. It's just a blast to drive. It can be had with an automatic. No, don't do that. This is a car that really needs the 6-speed manual. One of the best in the business. The one that we're driving is the retractable hardtop, the RF. I highly suggest going with the soft top. It gives a much more open air experience. It's quite different. It's the way this car should be experienced. No, it's not very practical. It's got a very small trunk, but you know, what a great little car. Why is it that we don't see more Nissan Z cars on the road? They brought the Nismo this time. I get it. It's only slightly more usable than the MX-5 Miata. They're strictly two-seaters. And Nismo is priced at $68,000. Strictly a 9-speed automatic, the twin-turbocharged 3-liter V6 makes 420 horsepower, 384 pound-feet of torque, and a lovely growl. There's Nismo-exclusive Recaro seats, Alcantara steering wheel, and a red ignition push button, plus nods to the original 240Z everywhere. We've got a Hellcat at Drive Revolution. It's the Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat, last call. Gaze upon the supercharged 6.2-liter V8. Now, owners will need to love the unique supercharger sound because it's very prominent. It has 710 horsepower, a 200-mile-an-hour speedometer. 0 to 60 happens in 3.5 seconds. And it's a 3-row SUV that tows, so you have your cake and eat it too. Really, it's kind of insane, but hey, there's a market for insane. Get yours before they're all gone, and at only $115,000 as tested, maybe snap up a couple, huh? Remember when everyone wanted a sports sedan? Genesis does, and it prices the G70 right. For $56,000, this top-trim prestige version gets a well-appointed cockpit with rich materials. It packs an electrically controlled suspension and limited split differential. The silky 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 makes 365 horsepower. That's sent through an 8-speed automatic to the rear wheels. It's a very rewarding car to drive and a solid value. At the end of the day, the G70 is one of those sports sedans that people overlook. Of course, people don't want sedans anymore. Everybody wants SUVs, right? Let's move on to plug-in hybrids. There are some surprises here. Look, I'm gonna level with you. I get 30 minutes with the McLaren Artura Spider, and I'm gonna be selfish. I'm getting a couple shots, I'm going to describe it a little bit, and then I'm going to go drive. Not very practical. It's got 11 miles of electric range. Everyone loves the dihedral doors. I will admit, it is not easy to get in and out of this car. In all-electric mode, the Artura Spider is quick, but once you engage the 3-liter twin-turbo V6, it's really fast and sounds great. This is for open-air driving. There are 2 toggles inside that allow you to drop the top. It's fun to watch. There is definitely a learning curve to this car. All the controls are quite different from other vehicles. If you want to save $9,400, you could skip the electrochromatic roof. Sorry, that's all you're going to get out of this one. I'm going to go drive now. You do the same. Here's a sign that I don't make enough money, as if I need a reminder, from Mercedes, the AMG GT 63 SE Performance. And yeah, it's a plug-in hybrid. I guess all the cool kids are these days. Starting at around $195,000, this one is trimmed out at $224,000. Love the signature China blue paint, and you really do have to love it because the upcharge is $6,500. The all-electric range is 1 mile. Thought it was a typo? No, as you can see, 1 mile. It's also got a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine. Put the pedal down and it has loads of velocity, and you're doing it from a cabin that is sumptuous. The GT63 is a 4-door, which should make it practical, but you know, the back seat isn't really all that big. Not an awful lot of knee, leg, or foot room. But just like the front, it looks great back here. The Kia Sorento is available with gas, hybrid, and this plug-in hybrid powertrain. Sorento is nice because it has 3 rows, but it's not a huge machine. Yeah, the back row is a little bit cramped. This is really more for occasional use. This is all-wheel drive. It has a very nice interior. The days of Kias being cheap and cheerful are over. This one is fully loaded and it's $54,000. Plug-in hybrids are more complex because they have a gas engine to maintain, but here's the deal. If you go on a lot of road trips and you're unsure about the infrastructure, plug-in hybrids work. For daily use in the city, you use electricity. For road trips, you switch to gas. The three-row Lexus TX has been around for a year or so. The 550h Plus plug-in hybrid is finally making its way to showrooms. The 18.1 kilowatt-hour battery delivers 33 miles of all-electric range. Now in EV mode, it's quick enough for soccer practice pickup duties. Engage the 3.5-liter V6 for the full 404 horsepower oomph. All-wheel drive is standard, electric motors power the back tires. It tows up to 5,000 pounds. The boxy form factor is spacious. Now at 82 grand as tested, I would like a sunroof. Families looking for efficiency might choose this over the Lexus GX. This is the Mazda CX-70. It looks like the CX-90, but it's the 70. What's the difference? Well, if you open this up, yeah, there's no third row. There are some remnants of where the third row used to be. Personally, I think the brand could have done a little bit more to differentiate the 70 from the 90, but hey. This has 26 miles of all-electric range. That should cover most people's daily driving. Mazda is trying to go upmarket. Nice, solid materials. Everything feels good. The folks in row 2, they get lots of space. Not an issue. So what the CX-70 has going for it is decent value. I know I'm not going to get any sympathy, but I shot 23 cars in a day and a half. And the results are in. The winners are: the best internal combustion performance vehicle prize goes to the Audi RS6 Avant Performance. Runner-up, Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat Last Call. In the best battery electric vehicle category, the Hyundai Ioniq 5N takes the prize, followed by the Lucid Air Pure. We vote the best plug-in hybrid vehicle to be the Lexus TX 550h Plus, with McLaren Artura Spider as the runner-up. In the best electrified vehicle segment, Hyundai Ioniq 5N comes out on top, followed by Lucid Air Pure. And the best overall performance winner is Hyundai Ioniq 5N, with McLaren Artura Spider the runner-up. Special thanks to all the members of NWAPA that helped put on Drive Revolution. It's a ton of work. Plus, Ilani Casino and Resort in Ridgefield, Washington, near the Oregon border, was a gracious host considering all of the traffic that we created in the parking lot. It's giving away a Hummer EV. Drive Shop and Page One, we couldn't do this event without them. Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to the channel, click notifications, follow me on social media, and if you've got a question, leave it in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. Also, check out my regular reviews. They're much different than this, much more polished. Thanks for watching. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.